Hello, I am Jay Caliber and this is my TF2 video. So you've been playing TF2 for long enough now for you to start wondering, hey, what class should I main? Or you have had enough time to play all the classes and can't decide what is best for you. Or maybe you're just brand new to TF2 but you know the term maining, or you're from a game that has main classes or a class system and you go, well, how do you choose one for TF2? Well, here's some things to consider before you make your final decision for maining a class in TF2. Have you played enough of all 9 classes? And I mean all of them. Don't ignore the pyro, don't ignore the medic or the heavy. You know, you gotta have a good amount of time spent on all of them. Can you look at your game stats and see that you have almost an even amount of time on all 9 classes? If your answer is no, then try and play a couple of games. And instead of being the second soldier, even though you could probably do with a second soldier, go as the medic so you can get a good feel for the class, because you've not been playing enough medic, you know. I'm a victim for it myself. Not a victim, but you know what I mean. I myself not too long ago realised I have very little hours in heavy, pyro and medic. So what I did is I started playing more of them. Pyro very quickly got up, you know, went through the tiers when the pyro update came out, but the heavy and the medic, still my 2 least played classes, but the number of hours played on them has increased, as it would anyway, but just it's getting closer to those as the numbers. So yes, make sure you've played enough time on each of the classes before making a decision. Next, have you tried out every loadout combo, like everything? Now, I don't literally mean every loadout, because that'd take a lot of time. But at very least, have you used every single weapon in the game? And I mean, you know, if you're wanting to play demo, have you tried using the Scottish Resistance? Have you tried using just that one melee weapon that's got weird stats that you've never used? Are you a heavy main that's never used the Warrior Spirit or the Buffalo State? You know, these little things make or break loadouts. You know, people are always discovering a new meta, and yeah, the meta's kind of set in stone because we haven't had any balancing updates for quite a while now. But still, sometime soon when there's balance updates, it'll take someone to go, oh my god, this loadout's amazing. And you know, if you can't switch out your loadouts very fluid as a main of that class, then you got a bit of a problem. So make sure you're mixing it up. You know, got to keep it mixed. Next, don't just play the class you enjoy the most. Play the one you can perform the best with. Now, obviously, it takes time, patience, skill, and knowledge for you to become better at a class, but don't just play Spy. I enjoy Spy. A lot of people enjoy Spy. It's a sneaky, very edgy class of the game. You know, everyone kind of enjoys playing it, but it doesn't mean you should main it. You know, I play Engineer, for example. I love the Engineer. It's my favourite class in the game. I love his whole role. I love every attribute of the Engineer. I am not the best Engineer. I'm a very good one, but I'm not the best one. For example, if we have a medic and I want to play Engineer, but that medic's not doing very well, I will go medic and be the second medic, because I know that I can offer more to the team being a medic than I could if I'm an Engineer. Even if we are on defense, we've already got a good enough Engineer, or we've already covered our defense, but what we could really do with is a medic. I'll go, okay, I'm a good Engineer, but I'm not good enough to make up missing a heavy that we don't have. You know, make sure that you're able to recognize that your favorite class might not be what your team needs at that moment in time. Yeah. Next, do you want to main a class? Not everyone has to main a class. If you ask 50 top TF2 players what class they main, they'll tell you one specific class, which is what they regard as their main class. But then they're more likely than anything to mention probably 2 other classes which they also can main. And they always say, it's like, I'm alright with them. And then they pull off like sick trick shots and combos and all sorts with these other classes, if need be. I prefer this approach to main classes over just, I will only play Scout, I'm not being anything other than Scout. I find this approach way better, way more versatile, and it really does show that you're a better player. It shows that you're capable of performing really well with more than one class, and it shows that you're more than a one-trick pony. It's a better approach to competitive TF2, at least in the competitive scene as well, but just in TF2 in general. Next, are you a competitive player? Something to take into consideration. Now, are you a competitive player? If you aren't a competitive player, then it's much easier for you to just choose a class that you enjoy, sweat out the hours and be the best player on the server, even if your team is being outplayed. You could very easily just be like the third soldier. Your team is absolutely being slated, and then you just go, I'm going to go third soldier, absolutely demolish the team, blah blah blah. In pubs, that's doable, that's fine. Do what you got to do. It might not be very enjoyable for us, though. If you are a competitive player, it's very important for you to consider what type of competitive gaming you want to play. I personally play Highlander, so I main engineer, but being in a team of 9, because it's Highlander, we sometimes require me to play a different class. We can find someone who can do the engineer role, and they'll be like, so I need you to go something else. So that's why I can fill the position of pyro or sniper. I'll main either of them for the team if need be. Now, if I was to play 6v6, then I wouldn't be very useful. As in, 6v6, the engineer, the sniper, and the pyro, my 3 main classes, the ones that I most commonly play, aren't in 6v6. So the normal meta is not to have them in 6v6. So, little things like this can affect which classes you should be devoting some time to. If you're a soldier main, then 6v6, 9v9, 3v3, they're all your ballpark. Same for the scout and the medic. If you're a scout, medic, or soldier, or even kind of demo, you got the most versatility. But it's completely about if you are wanting to shape a kind of competitive, if you like, career. Little things like that are very important to consider. It's even made me reconsider what classes I want to play. Next, and kind of finally, do you really want to main a class? Sometimes I consider myself as an engineer main, but overall I'm just an all-around player. My least played classes are pyro, medic, and heavy. I play these 3 a lot more now so that I can get better at being an all-around player. Being able to merc for a competitive team. Merking just means you fill in competitive teams. You're not part of the full team. You just fill in when a player can't attend. And it's very helpful and fulfilling being a merc. I think a lot of players should avoid the term main and just focus on becoming a better player. 40% of the skill cap in TF2 is map and game knowledge, and that remaining 60% is class knowledge and getting to know all the classes. Even if you don't want a main heavy, playing heavy gives you a better understanding of fighting heavies. It's that internal knowledge of knowing how to fight something if you can do it, and it's really handy being able to look at someone and go, he's gonna have to reload now because that gun's only got 6 shots in it, I'm gonna go in for now. Little things like that. It's just really helpful to know these little things. So what do you think about maining classes in TF2? What is your main class? And do you wish you were better at any other classes? Tell me in the comment section down below. I've been Jay Caliber, and have a very pleasant day.